Isn't it weird starting a video where you're just looking at an eyeball? It's just pretty blurry for me.
Oh, now it's out of focus. Yeah, okay. Hi, guys. So, what are we going to talk about today? I was just see a post online where somebody was talking about answering a phone call in a hospital, and somebody was sitting next to him, and they started staring at him funny because they called themselves a doctor, but they weren't wearing any of their badges or anything. And it triggered him immensely that this person would look at him and question whether or not they were a doctor by answering a phone call and not wearing any of the gear surrounding that, right? So that always comes into question how you feel about yourself. That's reflective of actually how you feel about yourself, right? You'll attract things like that, and it will trigger you when people think less of you. So think about that one. If you ever run into a situation where anything that anybody else says has an impact on the way it makes you feel, it is something you need to work on. I know that's really hard to deal with, but you're beautiful. I'm looking right at you. Actually, I'm looking at myself. I'm looking at the guy. I'm looking right at you. Is that better? Because, right? I mean, it should never trigger. Nothing anybody ever says about you should ever trigger you. Right? And if it does, it means that you're looking them in a negative light. Right? Oh, what they're saying is bad. Instead of understanding that, oh, they're living in an illusion. Two totally different ways of viewing reality. You can recognize that people are living in an illusion and be okay with that. Or you can constantly be in conflict with your environment. Because most people are generally trying to lift themselves up internally because they haven't taken the time to heal. Right? So, yeah, I love you guys. There isn't anything that you could possibly do or say to me that would make me unhappy about me. Now, I will be, upset if you're with you, about the way you feel about yourself. If you got to project that kind of energy over to other people, because it's just, there's no reason to attack yourself, because all of us are one, and attacking anybody in any way is just attacking yourself. I mean, you see it nonstop, right? I mean, we got people attacking each other in the Middle East, and you really have to be okay with it. It's like, let people choose. If people want to attack each other, I'm not going to say that they can't, right? They're part of me. I will honor your choice to attack somebody, but I'm not going to be a part of it. I know that's a really weird perspective. Most people don't think that way. They think, oh, how can you promote that? I'm not promoting it. I am totally neutral, right? I love you unconditionally, and I'm not going to try to force you to not learn your own lessons. Everyone has to learn their own lessons, and you can't force anybody to learn something, right? Now, you can always be available if somebody needs to ask you something or something like that. But, yeah. Right? Love you guys. You can do whatever you want to do. I'll love you anyway. I mean, I probably won't want to help you attack another country. I'm probably not going to, create a money-making scheme to siphon money off the environment in some weird scheme. Nah. I give love and receive love, without question, right? I mean, and I try to, and I'll give you love even if you don't return your love, right? It's okay. But I'll do it sparingly. I'm not going to spend all day throwing my love out there to people that just totally ignore me. I mean, what would be the point, right? You got to surround yourself with people that want to be, co-supportive, right? I mean, if somebody isn't supporting you, then just walk away. It's okay. It doesn't mean that they're not. They just don't want to include you in their life, which is fine. I mean, I've been involved with lots of different groups that were like that, and I am totally at peace with that. I love you guys. If you're watching my channel and I haven't talked to you in a year or two, you know, I totally fine with you. I love you guys unconditionally, no matter what. And right, I mean, everyone wants to involve whoever they want in their own thing, but I'm not going to keep showing up when I'm not really involved with anything. So, you know, it just doesn't make sense, right? Right? I mean, it's like going over to a friend's house all the time, and then that's the only time that they ever talk to you. The rest of the time, they're talking with somebody else. It just, you're just wasting your time. You're wasting your energy. So pour your energy into your environment that supports you. And if it's not supportive, then just walk away. Simple as that. Doesn't mean that they're bad. It just means that they're putting their energy somewhere else. And, you know, to be perfectly honest, we can only spend so much time with so many people in our lives. Let's say I created a company that had 10,000 people. Well, I obviously can't spend, you know, time with all 10,000 people. Now, I could create a schedule where I spent time with a different person every day, right? You could do that. And actually, that's something that I recommend if you had a business that was that size, especially for people that are in supervisory positions, which are actually service-based positions. Supervisory is a bad word. You should never supervise anybody. You should serve them, right? Besides the point. Spend the time to meet somebody different at least once a week, you know, because there's so many people, so much diversity out there. And there could be somebody that has an amazing idea that you're just not aware of, that they know that is a pain in the butt to try and get through the system, where could bring enlightenment to that whole, you know, system. I mean, I have so many ideas for businesses, but I believe that those systems are slowly coming apart because of certain reasons, like I've said before, where you've got unequal, wages between people, and it creates a lot of tension for people to jump into positions, you know, and it just is what it is, right? And so there's kind of an unequal balance of self-worth there, which is not a healing environment. You know, every single one of you guys are worth just as much as any one of the rest of us. And it's only your lack of understanding about that would cause you to feel like you need to get involved in an unequal relationship. So, you know, that's something that I just won't bend on. You know, I view everybody in my life as equal. And if they don't feel that way, that's totally fine. Whatever. Feel however you want to feel. I'll feel how I want to feel. You can accept me or not. Whatever. So, let's pull some cards, shall we? What does Spirit want to say to us today? I might as well. Let's shuffle these babies. I haven't shuffled in a while. Oh, the Hierophant's right on the bottom. Ooh, teacher. I kind of embody the Hierophant energy most of the time. Less of the High Priestess energy, more of the Hierophant energy. You guys are showing up as the Empress. How do you like that one? It's like my audience is, you guys are just the bomb, right? And the Hierophant. It just pops right out. Empress and the Hierophant. I love you guys. Just like me. A little bit of dissatisfaction with life, right? This Four of Cups keeps coming out. Ace of Pentacles, though. So, you know, we've got... I always look at the Ace of Pentacles as possibly a new idea. That and the Ace of Swords is more truth. The Ace of Pentacles is usually a new idea that could bring stability, but it's at the germination stages, right? So your enterprise or whatever you're doing right now, we're at the beginning of a cycle, is in its germination phase. So what else do I need to hear? Lovers. So this card, to me, is connecting with your higher self. This is, for me, this is divine guidance, because this is coming into union with parts of yourself that may have been neglected. the Judgment card is kind of similar in that way. This can also be divine union, right? You might be finding yourselves in a divine union, but when you come within that divine union, you're marrying the masculine and feminine energies within you. To me, that's what that means. This is, mastering your feminine energy, and the Emperor is mastering your masculine energy. But this one is, mastering those masculine and feminine energies inside of you, where you're giving and receiving an equal portion, and so what you're giving is positive enough to where you're getting that back in your environment. So kudos to you guys, right? What else can we say here? Let's get more on the Lover's card. I mean, I like this one. Uh-oh. Five of Swords. So we got conflict in your environment. There's... But we're in the Nine of Pentacles, and we're charging forward. World card. Ooh, boy, that one popped out. Okay. We're still moving into calmer waters. And we're staying in the Nine of Pentacles, World card. Ending of cycles. Starting a new cycles. Moving into calmer waters. Staying in the Nine of Pentacles. So, and that's what I got from the Lover's card, which means, which kind of supports mastering your masculine and feminine energy, right? You're moving into calmer waters. It's a process, right? We're just a speedy night, but it's a process. And so it's always going to be usually in some kind of, you'll be in, right? Whenever you're mastering yourself, it will cause a little bit of conflict in your environment, but will also raise the awareness of the environment. This card to me is never a bad card. This card shows up, will continue to show up until we go through the shift, right? Where we just finally pass into the positive field, because the negative field's breaking down, and it's breaking down in continuous cycles, like we just went through this last cycle, where now I think I covered it in the video I did yesterday a little bit, where more and more people are getting out of that succubus energy, where they're because the more healed you get, you're not pulling off your environment as much. You're creating positivity in your environment because you're honoring yourself more, honoring your body, honoring your needs, your desires, and lifting the people up around you to encourage them to do the same. Because all of us are, that's how we end up working together more harmoniously, when we're picking each other up and lifting each other up, and never trying to conflict. This conflict always puts you in a situation where you're trying to pull other people down because you got to get into their spot, right? Totally. That's obviously a symptom of just not feeling good about yourself, to where you can, and stable within yourself, like you're in a state of need or want, and you have to keep pulling or feeding off your environment. Your eating habits will reflect that. I just ate like a cheese and pickle sandwich, but I love cheese and pickle sandwiches. I haven't had one in a long time, so I had one. So, is that okay? I don't know. It felt okay. Let's get one card to finish. Let's see what our oracle cards are saying. Tell me in the comments how you guys' day has been, right? What are you guys doing for the holidays? Are any of you guys traveling? Are you guys, what are you guys doing? Are you guys happy where you're at? Are you, I had comment on another post that I had where she felt like she was going to have to leave her family because they were, and some of us sometimes have to leave our environments because they're just not supportive, and they're continually not supportive, and sometimes the only option is just to leave, right? And just a fresh perspective on things when you leave works too, right? I'm looking forward to doing some more traveling here next year. I don't know if I'm going to be doing any this month, Possibly. Hell, I don't know. Could decide to do. I mean, I could decide tomorrow to take off. Who knows, right? I mean, anything's possible. Time out. Take a time out. Look at that one. So, take a time out, right? Take care of yourself. There's a tree there. I like this picture. Look at this picture.
If you guys can see that. The tree has got a light behind it.
It's almost like a burning bush, right? You're burning parts of yourself. Whenever you're taking time out, you're self-reflecting and then cutting out things that need to be cut away. So the winter season is always about that, right? It's a time of rest and a time to reflect and then cut away the things that are not serving us, right? The burning bush, the I am that I am is at the center of this burning bush, but it's an eternal fire that keeps burning it, right? So if you need to take time out to make sure that you're showing love for yourself and honor yourself and forgive yourself of any mistakes you might have made in the past, do that, right? That's the most important thing. Take care of yourself, because that's how you're going to show up for the people around you. Love you guys. Have a great day. I'll catch you later.